Hello, you wonderful people, and welcome to another Nerd Mode. This being a show I introduce you to a series that you may or may not be familiar with. For today's episode, I'm going to talk about the Paramount Plus original series, Mayor of Kingstown. Like always, this isn't a review, it's just me talking about a series that I really like that I recommend you check out for yourself. Mayor of Kingstown is a crime drama. Two brothers, Mitch and Mike, who live in Kingstown, Michigan, serve as brokers and they broker deals for the town, keeping the peace between law enforcement and criminals by brokering deals between the two. But when Mitch is murdered, it's up to Mike to continue their operation and take up the mantle of mayor, which leads to Mike constantly being in the middle of every struggle. On top of all this, Mike also has to deal with the complicated nature of his family. Well, for one, he has a mom who is not too keen on his line of business. And then on the other side of things, you have his other brother, Kyle, who's a cop, along with Tracy, Kyle's wife, which Tracy is not the biggest fan of Kyle being a cop specifically in this town. She actually prefers him to transfer over and get a job in another town. Kingstown is riddled with corruption, division, bad blood, clashing egos, as well as a lot of backdoor deals. It is a powder keg that is ready to explode, and no matter how much Mike tries, even he might not be able to put out all the fires. So earlier I mentioned that Mike is the mayor. I put quotes around it because he's not the actual mayor of Kingstown. It's just a nickname that everyone calls him by. Mike's position as mayor kind of creates this interesting, complicated dynamic for himself, torn between who he really is. Yes, he ends up helping law enforcement, and in fact, he believes the service that he provides to Kingstown is for a greater good, but even when that's all said and done, Mike on a personal level kind of leans and kind of feels more at home with the criminals. Despite all that, Mike does kind of have a good heart. There have been multiple instances throughout the show, without going into spoilers, that have showcased him trying to do the right thing, even if the way he goes about doing said right thing isn't always the prettiest or nicest way. At times it feels like people in this series don't live in Kingstown, they only survive Kingstown. It is an interesting series with a lot of interesting characters with different backgrounds and circumstances, all doing and making the best out of the hands that they've been dealt. Be forewarned that this is a pretty dark series and it can be very grim and very, very brutal at times. I mean, truth be told, it can be like that all the time. The second season of Mayor of Kingstown premieres on January 15th. But really, that's all I want to talk about. Till the next time we meet, be happy, be safe, live life to the fullest, and enjoy it. Good day and goodbye.